Speaking on behalf of the faculty is Christopher Murphy. In addition to teaching at Newton North for over 30 years, Chris was the department chair of the computer department, was the recipient of the first ever Ned Rossiter Hero Prize, and was also notably the first person to build a school webpage in Newton. Chris currently teaches webpage design and is the instructional technology specialist at Newton North. It goes without saying that Chris is an essential member of our faculty. And now, Chris Murphy.
Greetings, Newton North community, and that's everyone within earshot. It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm not here to showcase my 1,200-word vocabulary for my fellow teachers. I'm not here to impress the family and friends that I'm an inspired educator. I'm also not here to orchestrate the world's largest game of red light, green light. I am here to address the class of 2017, and people who know about presenting know it's very important to know the audience. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been getting input from you about what you would expect from a faculty speaker. We talked about length, we talked about the topics, and I've distilled it down to be the following. A lot of you don't know who I am, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background. Then I'm going to give you a sincere message. And I also hope not to be boring. That was a pretty common theme. Well, my name is Chris Murphy. And in kindergarten, my first year in school, I found out that I was colorblind. And kids being as cruel as they are, they took all the labels off of my crayons. Well, the joke was on them. I couldn't read either. Fast forward to college, and I graduated with a business degree, and I landed a lucrative job working for a Fortune 500 company. I thought I had it made. That was the greatest thing I thought I could have happened. But what I found out, I was mistaken. It was not enjoyable, and it was not fulfilling. So I changed careers. And I'll never forget my boss's words to me as I left. He said, "Whatever you do, don't become a do-gooder." Well, I got into education, and I became a do-gooder. And I am so happy to have landed at Newton North High School. I couldn't be happier about it. We're all lucky. We are so lucky. And one thing I didn't realize was how great the motto was here. Learning sustains the human spirit. That is the greatest motto you could think of. There are other good mottos. Brookline has a good motto. Theirs is strive to be like Newton North. Well, now to my sincere message. In the old building, the year was 1990, and I was teaching a class in entrepreneurship. And Angelo Capolo raised his hand and he said, "Mr. Murphy, if you know so much about running a small business, why don't you have one?" Well, rather than get defensive, I was inspired. That was exactly what I needed to hear. I had ideas for businesses at the time, and he made me take action. It was fantastic. Angelo gave me a major dose of sustenance for my human spirit. So he motivated me to start a company, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't be happier. It energized me, and I learned so much. In fact, it's still with me today. You might be wondering, what kind of business it was. Well, it's something you guys don't even know what it is, but your parents may. I sold cotton diapers, mail order, throughout the country. I didn't expect a laugh on that. So, it was something brand new to me. I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know what magazines to advertise in. I didn't know how large the ads I should pay for should be. I didn't even know the message. But I knew I wanted to do it. And now, as we transition to the class of 2017, that is exactly the situation that is in front of you today. You are facing situations that you are not going to be prepared for. You have not really been trained specifically for what is going to happen to you. But due to the fact that you learned how to anchor your arguments with facts due to Mr. Patelis, And due to the fact you learned how to solve complex mathematical problems with Miss Mingos, and due to the fact that you learned how to harness the power of words with Mr. Grant, and due to the fact you developed a sense of wonder with Mr. Hamill, and most importantly, due to the fact you learned about respect and responsibility from Mr. Sanders, you are ready. You are ready to go out there and make things happen. I am so confident that you may not feel that, but you are ready. You are ready to exercise your judgment and make good decisions. In the educational world, that is called critical thinking, and you have it. So in conclusion, to wrap up my sincere message. Keep an open mind. You never know when good ideas are going to come. Have faith in your education. You guys are good critical thinkers, and most importantly of all, take action. Thank you, and before I finish, 2 words, green light. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. At this time, we take a moment to honor the 5 faculty and staff members